What up, what up, what up, people? It's your boy Marvlat, and this is The Nerds in the Hood. Folks, hope your week has been going swell. It's the weekend. I'm doing my thing on the weekend. Woke up, decided to watch me some anime. So I want to talk about an anime that I saw today. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got the shirt on, ready to go. You know what I mean? Don't mind the Gravity Falls hat. It just matched with the shirt. Brother ain't get a haircut in a while. But it's been a good weekend for me. Started it off seeing the My Hero Academia film You're Next, which you can check out my review also on YouTube right now. As well as, what did I do? Oh, I went to the One Piece 25th anniversary musical symphony, which was done by an actual orchestra, which was pretty valid. It was pretty fire. I had a great time. They were doing basically a lot of the instrumentals that you hear in the background of the anime series, which it hits some emotional chords for your boy because it took me back to like how much I love One Piece. But be that as it may, we're actually here to talk about the latest entry in the Dragon Ball series, which is known as Dragon Ball Daima. Now, Dragon Ball has been around for 40 years. 40 years, since 1984. Dragon Ball has been around, and we have been blessed to get some good shows, and unfortunately we had some bad shows. We had good video games like what we got now with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which a review will be coming to that soon, and we got some not so good video games, which I'm not even going to list them because I feel like you kind of already know what they are already. So we're just not even going to talk about it anyway. But what we're going to talk about is this show. Now, do I know what Daima is? No, try to look it up. But that's not the point. The point is it's only one episode in. It's currently on Crunchyroll. So if you have Crunchyroll, check that out. I actually did just try to look up Daima right now. I'm not going to hold you. But anyway, it's on Crunchyroll right now. It will be on Netflix worldwide on October 18th. And that'll probably have an English dub as well. Because right now Crunchyroll only has the English subtitle. As well as other language subtitles. But no English dub. So that's okay. If you willing to watch the sub, which most nerds are, including myself, then you watch it. I did take notes though. So my phone will be used in this. I did take some notes about what I saw. So let's just talk about it real quick. So the first episode is mainly a really nice homage to just what we've been witness to for the past 40 years. They don't go in full detail on everything of Dragon Ball, but what they do is they give you a brief summation of Goku's adventures from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. And it kind of, as a fan, I like that. It took like a good several minutes or so, but I did like that because I sat there and I was like, wow, this is pretty dope. Like, look how far we've come. And that's why I brought up the One Piece Symphony, because it made me sit there and go, man, in 25 years, this is what I watched. I watched this rise and become what it is today. So the same thing was with Dragon Ball Daima, where you sit there for those first 5 minutes and go, man, look at how much Goku has accomplished, but look at how much this show has accomplished for a lot of people's childhoods and a lot of people's adulthoods, like right now. It's just an amazing show. No matter how much you question the logic of certain things, you still admire the show for doing what it did. I mean, it gave us just great violence without us imitating the violence, because they fought so fast that you're like, I can't go that fast. I can get away with the yelling and the screaming. My hair won't change color, but at least I could get away with the yelling and the screaming. So to me, it was just like, this is how influential and iconic it was, that even when you look back at the nostalgia, it really hit you right here in the heartstrings, you know? And then they spent the next 5 or so minutes recapping the Majin Buu saga, but they did it from the eyes of another villain, a new antagonist named Goma, or King Goma as he likes to be called. But there were a lot of things that we did end up finding out that were very interesting, which, yes, spoilers are going to be said because this is only episode 1, so it's not like I'm telling you the whole show. I'm just telling you the first episode. So for starters, we learned that the Supreme Kai has two older siblings. One of them was Degesu, who was an aide to King Goma, and the other one was Dr. Arinsu. Excuse me. Dr. Arinsu was an aide to King Dobora, if you remember from the Dragon Ball Z days. He was the former Demon King, who is now no longer with us because of Majin Buu. So they really watched all of this and realized that everything was happening. Now, what was interesting about this was this kind of reminded me of Battle of the Gods or Dragon Ball Super's opening arc, which, as we remember, Beerus didn't know anything that happened up until before Frieza passed away the first time. So he didn't know anything that happened. He didn't know that Goku went Super Saiyan or Cell or none of that stuff. And it also happened in Dragon Ball Superhero that they didn't know that Cell was defeated or something like that. So it was kind of weird. But this one was the same way. It was like, you telling me that Buu just passed? But they want you to know that this storyline takes place like not too long after Majin Buu. Not too long. It starts planting the seeds for Dragon Ball Super. So according to the canon of Shonen Jump, and it looks like Akira Toriyama kind of seemingly hinted at this being canon before he passed, we now know that Dragon Ball Daima is Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Daima, Dragon Ball Super, and in Dragon Ball GT. Weird, but this is their world, you know what I mean? And Dragon Ball Superheroes is in a far off region, so we're not worried about that. But let's get back on track here. So we learned that, we also learned that Goku actually wished for the Fat Buu to be good. He actually wished, according to this storyline. I don't recall that in Dragon Ball Z. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But he actually wished for him to be good and stay on Earth. So that is why we see this dragon, this character, staying on Earth, chilling with Hercule, doing all that other stuff. I thought, according to Dragon Ball Z, that he just turned good on his own because he saw that Hercule was a good person and he wanted to be cool with Hercule. So that's what I thought, but it is what it is. Now, other cool things I realized was also that they found out that there was a Namek named Neva who was probably one of the first Nameks ever. And he not only created the Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm, because there are Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm, which you'll see, he also created the Dragon Balls, like, in a sense, he has, like, overall power in the Dragon Balls. And your mans could easily locate and retrieve Dragon Balls just like that, even when they're turned to stone and they're not recharged yet, which is crazy. And he also creates a group of soldiers known as Tamagamis who protect the Dragon Balls in the Demon World, which is probably where the team is gonna go so they can get Dragon Balls and turn themselves back from children. Oh, right. If you didn't see that in the trailer by now, they're kids. They're all kids. So that is the last thing I'm gonna bring up. Also, oh yeah, right. One other thing. Buu actually has a gas that can cancel out Potara earring fusions, which is why Goku and Vegeta didn't stay in their Potara earring fused version, which was Vegito, which he didn't stay as Vegito very long when he came out, as well as the Supreme Kai's fusing as well, and the Elder Kai. So they kind of cleared up a lot of things, but also added more at the same time, which was okay. One thing I just didn't like was that King Goma, so they also cleared up the fact with this, is that King Goma didn't, he couldn't wish for everybody to just pass away like that. He couldn't pull a Death Note wish. He could not do that because it was known as a black wish. And there's certain black wishes, like just wishing to cancel somebody out of existence, was like blacklisted, meaning you can never make that wish. And the Dragon Balls will never allow you to make that wish. Shenron will never allow you to make that wish. So this is why they had to wish for Goku and everybody to be kids. Not like in Dragon Ball GT when Emperor Pilaf just did it by accident. This was like a planned wish. You know what I'm saying? Which made me a little annoyed because they could have went with the Avengers rule. If you remember in Avengers Endgame, when they kept bringing up the fact, like, why don't we just go back in time to when Thanos was a baby and eliminate him as a baby? Which was like, okay, cool. So this Goma dude wishes for all of them to be kids, and Shenron couldn't do it. But it wasn't that he didn't want to do it. It was just because he was like, what age do you want them to be? And your man's goes, I don't know, first graders. And he was like, okay, well, what about the kids who are already kids? And he was like, all right, well, wish them as babies. And they did it. So you could have just wished all of them as babies and eliminated the problem. His whole point was that he wanted them to be kids so they can be weak, so they couldn't pose a threat when he takes over the world. But you could have just wished all of them to be babies and just easily solved all your problems right there. You didn't even have to eliminate them. You could have just had them as babies because they wouldn't have known what to do, except maybe Goku, who randomly turns into a ape. But they wouldn't have known how to do that. By the time they would have did that, you would have already been good. But again, this is Dragon Ball logic, which I didn't get. But what I did like about this in closing is that they took a lot of time carefully planning out this story and not making it make little sense. You know what I mean? Like GT was a story where it was like, do we really need it? And a lot of things didn't make sense. Whereas this story is like, okay, I'm sure there's going to be things down the line that might not make sense, but they found a way to like cover their butts. That's the best way to say it. They found a way to cover themselves where it was like, all right, we're not going to really throw ourselves out there. The coolest thing I found out, which did make a lot of sense, was that Namekians weren't an alien race. They were a group of demons. They kind of explore that a little bit. They didn't really fully state it yet, but he did. The oldest Namek never did say like, we're not usually in the outside world, which did basically confirm that they're a group of demons, which is why their ears are pointy like that. So he told Dende when he pulled up on him, like, yeah, you're not from here. That's why your ears look like that. So it's crazy that this is why Piccolo came out the game just wilding and Kami came out the game just wilding, because they're not aliens. They're actual demons. That was a pretty interesting twist. I'll give them that. So I did like this story and I like where it was going. I was really thinking this was just going to be the second coming of GT, like Super was the second coming of Dragon Ball Z. I just thought it was going to be like some recycled crap, and it wasn't. It just in one episode, this has the potential to be pretty decent. And lest we not forget, the animation since Battle of the Gods has been a lot better in the world of Dragon Ball, as well as a lot of other Toei properties like One Piece, like Digimon, Dragon Quest, and others. So the animation looked way better. You got to see a recap of the Majin Buu fights, like Gohan fighting Majin Buu, Gotenks, as well as Vegito, and Vegeta as the Majin Vegeta fighting Goku. You got to see a lot of that, but in high def quality. I loved it, and I thought it was good. It's not perfect. But hey, everybody was loving Dragon Ball Super, even when they were at their worst. People defended Dragon Ball Super during the Goku Black era. People defended Dragon Ball Super during the Universe 6 era. So, if y'all gonna defend that, y'all gotta be able to be cool with this. And after Akira Toriyama's passing, may he sleep well, King. After that passing, we were yearning for something like dope in the Dragon Ball universe. And Dragon Ball Sparking Zero came out, and Dragon Ball Daima came out all in the same day. And people are loving Dragon Ball Sparking Zero right now. It's all over the internet. Everybody's like mad because they can't beat a Great Ape Vegeta. But at the same time, this anime came out and it has a lot of potential. And in a fall anime season where you got Dandadan, where you got Blue Lock Season 2, where you got Blue Box, all out here going hard. You even got a Tomb Raider anime, apparently, which I did see a couple episodes. That shit is pretty legit. As well as non-anime shows like The Legend of Vox Machina coming back. There is stiff competition in the animation world. And there's more fall anime on the way that we didn't even cover or see yet. So for this to still be able to hold some ground and be alright, I ain't even mad at it. I ain't even gonna trip. So I can't give it a valid rating system yet because it's only been one episode, but I can say is given anticipation. It has potential. It's moving. And you should watch this. You should watch this. This is actually building into something pretty good. I hope it doesn't disappoint me. I hope I'm not eating my words like later down the line when the show ends or when they get to the end of the first season or whatever the case may be. But from what I'm watching right now, it has potential to pop. And that is a good thing. The twist, the turns, the stories, everything was cool. So I'm going to say, please watch it. Check it out on Crunchyroll. If you don't have Crunchyroll, wait till it hits Netflix a week later. That's how they doing it now. And if you prefer the English dubs because you remember the dub, the voices of the dub from the old Dragon Ball Z days, then watch that too, because they're going to have that there. One final thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to end the video. One final thing I'm going to say. I got to shout out Bulma. Because not only is Bulma the OG, right? She's been around the game since Dragon Ball with Goku. She's one of the first characters Goku meets outside of his grandpa. This woman had a Capsule Corp chain on, B. A Capsule Corp chain. She rocking the Capsule Corp chain. It had the double C's on it. That was fire. I said, yo. I was thinking of the Jay-Z song. He's like, got the hottest chick in the game, wearing my chain. Like, yes, it's not Vegeta's chain, but still, it was a fire chain. And I hope she gets Vegeta that chain. And I hope they walk around with that chain for the rest of the series. All Dragon Balls going forward needs to have that chain. That chain was fire. I don't even know why I'm not wearing my Capsule Corp hat. Oh, yeah, because it's super blue. So it wouldn't have meshed well with this. But either way, yo, I'm telling y'all got to see this show for so many different reasons. But one of the biggest reasons for me was the fact that Bulma had a Capsule Corp chain on. That joint is fire. I can't wait till they sell it in a novelty store or Comic-Con or wherever. I'm copping it unless it's too expensive. Anyway, that is my review of Dragon Ball Daima. I'm going to call this segment How It Started. Yeah, we're going to call it How It Started because this is the first episode and this is how it started. So, follow us on all social media at Nerds in the Hood. Check us out. We're doing our thing. We got more anime content on the way. If you check us out, we have anime rap intros and so much more. So be on the lookout for that, as well as new episodes, new reviews, and other cool threads. Anyway, in the meantime, it's your boy Marv Lack, and I'm going to catch y'all next time. Peace. Let me end the transmission out of here. See ya.